Hello, welcome to the Slip Slip Sis YouTube channel. I'm Che.
I'm Gabs.
And this is our podcast. We talk all about our knitting, designs, sometimes other crafty things, and a little bit of life as well. You can find us on Instagram at slip.slip.sis, and then on Ravelry as just Slip Slip Sis. And I believe it's the same on Ribbler. Today is Sunday, January 23rd. This is episode, I don't know. I want to say 8. Well, you'll know because it will have be written down below. So there you go. It's been a bit since we podcasted last, and we will share a little bit about why, but I think that's all, unless you feel like I've forgotten something, Gabs.
I think we're good.
All right. Design time. So I'm going to share first. This is a design that we released at the very beginning of the new year. So our first design release of 2022. And this is Let Me See You Get Lotus. And this was a design that we created in collaboration with Heather of Earl Grey Fiber Company for her 2021 countdown calendar. It was a flora and fauna theme. So the little lotuses.
Lotus flowers
are kind of on that nature theme, and we did this in her colors for that calendar. Mine is a little bit of a darker, kind of warmer tone. Gabs's almost looks kind of like peppermint to me with the beautiful flowers. Her flowers showed up really well there, so you can find this pattern on our Ravelry and Ribbler, pardon me, and it is perfect for an Advent or scrappy project. Honestly, it looks a little complicated, but we promise it's not. It's a very simple color work. You can totally memorize it. It has a twisted rib cuff and then an afterthought heel, which there are directions for in the pattern. So if you're interested, we encourage you to check that out.
I really liked it. I think I hyped it on during Vlogtober as well as during a previous podcast. We also knit this is my second Lotus pattern that I knit. I knit my other one in red too. It looks like poinsettia. Chaley knit one in blue. So you can check out our Ravelry pages to see how it looks different, but it's super cool. It looks complicated, but it's 2-stranded color work the whole time. So it looks hard. It looks harder than it is. When Chaley designs, this is Chaley's design, not mine. When Chaley designs, her things look complicated, but they're never actually that complicated. She manages to make something look super fancy without having to do with that much effort. So check it out. It's really cool.
I feel like my eyeballs were just glancing up and down, and that's because our dad was just calling me, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't just ignore dad. He's gonna get so mad at me. So I was like, I'm listening to Gabs. I'm texting dad. I'm listening to Gabs. I'm texting dad. Sorry, it's a slight pause there.
Mom's sitting on the couch, so she might tell dad that we're podcasting. Okay,
perfect.
So next set of releases are these. This is a free pattern. Sorry, I'm fiddling with it. This is our sock teeny pattern, which are these tiny little socks that I knit for both my daughters. Look what happened, Jay. I'm so annoyed. It's
a design feature.
I tried to line up the stripes and it didn't work. So this is the 12 to 24 month size. And there's also a 2 to 3T size. It's a free pattern. It's basically just a vanilla sock in toddler sizes instead of baby sizes. Because when I was looking on Ravelry, there were lots of baby sock patterns. And then there are lots of children sock patterns, but nothing for that in between toddler size. And I noticed that at least my girls have my older girl has a chubby heel. So the kind of heels that were in the patterns weren't working for her foot. Poor Chaley knit her all these socks and they didn't fit. And then Lottie was devastated. So they're basically just our sock pattern in miniature. I didn't do anything different. It's got the square heel, so it gives a bunch of space for the baby feet. And then I put little grippies on the bottoms. So my kid's going to patch out anyway, but at least it won't be the socks' fault. So these are sock teenies. They are free on Ravelry and Ribbler. It only has 2 sizes right now. It's 12 to 24 months and 2T to 3T as Lottie's feet get bigger and I have to knit her more socks, I will add more sizes because I always like to be able to try it on a child instead of just kind of winging it. So sock teenies, aren't they so cute? I have another pattern that hasn't been released, but will probably be released by the time of this episode. So Lottie saw me knitting all of these socks. She loves knitwear. Lottie is the best kid to knit for. She wears them to death. So these kind of look beat up already because I've been letting her wear them. But these are our Itsy Mitsy sock patterns.
Knits pattern.
Knit patterns.
About socks.
Y'all. And they are fingerless mitts in the 2T to 3T size because that's the size of my kids' hands. And they came out super cute. She loves them. As you can see, they're kind of stretched out already. She wears them all the time. She calls them sock mittens. So it's just a kind of a simple fingerless glove pattern with stockinette and then a 1x1 rib. So that pattern is also free on Ravelry and Ribbler. You can check it out. And as my kids' hands get bigger, next winter, you'll probably get the 4T to 5T size. So check them out. These are my two free designs that come out. I know baby patterns or toddler patterns are kind of niche, but if you're looking for something quick to do for a toddler, these only use 20 grams of yarn. So it's perfect for a mini skein if you've got something left over. This is from the Lilo and Stitch mini bundle from Molly Klein Design, which is Sweet Tea Yarns on Etsy. So it came out super cool. Lottie loves them. You can see they're a little wiggity and they probably got dirt on them. So check them out at our Ravelry and Ribbler store.
I don't have any more designs.
We have lots of designs coming this year. Like lots of designs. We're very excited, mostly socks, because that's how we roll. But what's finished objects?
Okay, I only have one, so I will do that quickly. Well, technically I have two, but I already gave it as a gift. Those were my very large size 15 socks that I made for a friend. I know a couple of folks had been asking about how I was going to do that. So all of the notes on how I did those socks are on my Ravelry project page. If you're not a Ravelry user, no worries. Please feel free to just send us a DM or email us. Our contact information will be down below, and I'm happy to share how I put those together, and they end up fitting perfectly. I would do maybe a little bit less for the leg part, but it ended up working out really well and got over the heel, which was the scary part. And just as a prize then, I made myself my own socks. So this was my first time using Patton's Croy yarn, which I had seen a few folks using before, and I'm like, I should try it. Like, let's just give it a whirl. And so I made these socks over break. I did not line them up because I didn't feel like it. So there's
That's
that.
Okay. Even when you do line it up, you end up with the nubbin toe. So
Yeah.
don't bother.
And I did have two, so they come in 50 gram skeins. I did have two. I barely used any of the second one. So I probably could have gotten away with using just one skein, just doing like a shorter leg on these. But this is the Brown Rose Marl colorway of Patton's Croy yarn, pardon me. So this is my only FO for now. I have another one, but it's going to stay in the back burner until I'm ready to get my act together on that design. Over to you, Gabs.
I also don't have that many finished objects because Chaley and I agreed that we would share our finished objects from January 1. We wouldn't dip back into December because you saw a lot of Chaley's in Vlogmas, and we just decided the start of the school year, I'm a teacher, the start of the year would be where we started. So I made and finished a Musselboro hat for our dad, which I've already gifted to him, and he's been wearing every single day to the house. So I can't show you that because it's promptly on his head. I'm not very good at saving presents. I just give them. When I finish them, I just give the present. And I don't think Dad's ever really received a present just from me that I haven't just given. Like, I got him a bonsai tree and I gave it to him in like October. And I was like, this is for Christmas because I can't keep it alive until December. So Merry Christmas, it's October. So I made that for him. It was out of Chicken Coop Dye Works. It was Drogon, I think. It came in that mystery bundle. Remember that we got, Jay? Mm-hmm. So there's that. You can check it out on Instagram. I don't think I made a Ravelry project page for it.
Awesome.
pretty sure I didn't do that. Shaylee runs our Ravelry. My other finished object is this super loud.
Oh, I haven't seen that before.
I know, it was super loud round and round cowl. The pattern is Round and Round Cowl by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. This is for I knit it for a knit along. It's the Polka Polka winter cowl, where you had to use 7 different colors in 7 different mini skein colors in something for your neck. So it could be a shawl or a cowl. So I picked a cowl. It came out super cool. It's pretty loud. I'm gonna put it on so you can experience the full.
It kind of reminds you, at the school festival, like the carnivals, that spin art thing.
Yeah.
You would like squirt and it would like, that's what it looks like.
So it came like on my neck, it looks less insane. It was, most of the yarn is from the same countdown calendar from Earl Grey Fiber Company. I think I'll take it out. See, it like fit my neck good. I, of course, did also not make a project page for it. I made it slightly smaller than the pattern called for, because I knew I wanted it a little bit tighter on the neck. So all of the pink, all of these colors are from the countdown calendar, and then this green is from Aunt Jenny Makes, and then the gold is from Madeline Tosh from a long time ago. Our parents got it for us when I was still I think I was still living with them. So a very long time ago. But it came out great. I need to post it on Instagram so I can enter into the cowl, but it was a really quick knit. It's super fun. I of course messed it up, but I don't care because you can't tell because it's all scrunchy on my neck. So that is also my only finished object. I have like a tweener finished object / whip that you guys in the comments can decide if it's a finished object or a whip. But I think that's all I've got for finished things.
Time for whips then.
Yeah.
I do one, then you do one, because I only have 2.
I have 1, 2, I don't know.
1 to 2. Okay, so this is in my Wild Thornberries project bag that my sister made for me. This you might have seen on our last episode, wasn't it? Yeah, last episode where we had to quick make them all. Don't worry, we did the same thing over Christmas. So the next bag is from that rendition of the quick make the bags right now because I want them. And in here are my June Yarnable socks. So on Vlogmas, I asked you all to comment on what you think I should do for the accent. And most people said lime green. So lime green took it, and I should put this on. I have half of it done.
This is it's as hot as my cowl.
It's the same lime green that's on your cowl. So we're thematic, except mine are on my feet. So this is June Yarnable, which is a subscription from Hypnotic Yarn. The color I believe was Wildflowers, and then the lime green is again from that Earl Grey Fiber Company 2021 countdown calendar. So it's coming on pretty hot, and then I just have the cuff started of the second one, and this is my octopus stitch marker from Vix Knits. There it is.
I think she's like Knitty Vicky on Instagram.
That's why my mind flipped it. And so yes, I'll make sure I have that link. So, but this has been on the back burner for now because I'm working on my other sock to enter into the sock that's something about love that Sarah is running. Sock loves. Do you know what it's called? You show your whip and I'm gonna look it up.
She's hosting it on Facebook. So my in-between whip is a new design that I'm working on. It is part of my Anne of Green Gables collection, which I don't actually think I've shown the first one, but I'm showing this one anyway. This is Lake Trout, and it is from a scene of Anne of Green Gables where my sister's eyes are gonna glaze over now. But it's a colorwork pattern. There's obviously little fishies on the top. It's got a cabled rib for the ribbing, and the reason I say that it's it's an in-betweener whip. So this is one sock. The other sock looks like this. It's done it just has like 4 little heel ends to weave in. So you decide if it's done or not. And Gabs would call it done because I don't really deal with the ends, but it's also an inverse. So when it's the right way around, it's green. They're planned mismatched socks. Sorry, that is my child crying in the background. Don't worry, I'm not letting her cry. Mom is getting her. So these are my tweener whip, and they'll come out for test call probably in the springtime.
Perfect. Okay, so this is my next project in my Mean Girls bag that my sister and dad, he participated in this one, they made for me. I just had it up and now it's gone. And these I'm making for the Lovin' Knit Sock Along, hosted by, I believe she's at Sarah K Knits on Instagram. And then it's part of the Sock Knitting Addicts, pardon me, Facebook group. So that's where you post your finished one, and it's all about like love themed yarn, or are you knitting for someone that you love, or do you just love yourself, so you're knitting for yourself. I do also love myself, so these socks are for me, but I did choose yarn that is love themed. So I'm almost to just doing the foot on these sockaroonies. So I started
like those. That's pretty. Oh, that's the Arcane one, right?
Yes. So this colorway is from Arcane Fiber
Works?
Question mark. Yep. Arcane Fiber Works. And the colorway is called Forever Begins Today. So very excited. I'm actually really glad because I felt like I would just like hoard this one because I liked it so much in this game, but this kind of forced me to do it because it was like the first love themed colorway I could find in my stash. So I'm hoping to get these done. I believe that the cow ends on Valentine's Day. So we have a bit of time. So you definitely could, if you're on Facebook, join the group. It's super fun. Everyone is so nice. And then you can participate in this cow.
Oh, and we are sponsoring part of the cow. So you win prizes, and you can win. I think I gave her 3 of our sock patterns as part of prizes. So you can win those. So if you like Lotus and you want to enter, then you could win Lotus. So do that. Join.
Do that now.
My last whip. This is it's so strange. It's the sock.
It looks like a dorsal fin.
I constantly like to learn new things. It's probably why I'm a teacher. And I wanted to learn a new sock heel pattern. So I did some Googling and I learned how to knit a strong heel. That's like from this woman named Geraldine Strong's. I think it's her name's hyphenated, but so it looks better when I put it on the thingamajig, but it's definitely a unique heel. There's no slip stitches. It's super interesting. I knit this in December. Don't remember how to knit the other heel, so I'm gonna have to go back and look it up. But it looks wiggity. It looks super wiggity, like not on a sock, but I'm like, but it looks great. So it's comfy. Well, I'm gonna try it out. This is in Amalfi Coast by Destination Yarn. So I'll wear it for a while before I decide if I want to put this kind of heel into rotation. But it's so funny. Like, look, like the heel goes almost all the way halfway through the instep. So it's Chaley's skeptical, but when it's on my foot, it's better. I cannot, in chatter, you will know why I cannot lift up my foot to show you right now. Because other times I totally can lift my foot up all the way to my head, right? So this is my other whip that I'm working on. I have to remember how to knit it. So we'll see. I think it needs to be blocked so it doesn't look so wiggity. We'll see. Acquisitions.
Do you have any?
I do. I have 4.
4. Okay, I'll do the one that we shared first, and then we'll switch off until you run out of things. Okay. So Gabs and I split the mystery pack from Mandy's Makings, where you got 4 50-gram skeins, and it was just like pure mystery. So they don't all match, but I think it really worked out great. I'm now realizing I thought one of them was pink. I think when I originally opened it with you, it's not pink, Gabs, it's cream with some blue. So whoopsie doopsie. But here are the ones that we got. See, cream, not pale pink. cream. Important note. And we are going to split these. I think I wanted to have these two, so I will give these two to my sister because she's a lot more, flexible and open to whatever she gets than I am. So I will put these in my pile to send to her.
So I shopped all the New Year's sales. This was part of, here's our trigger warning. I was pregnant and hadn't had my baby already. So there will be, in this section, there will be peppering discussion of me having my daughter and that kind of thing. So if it's not your thing, this may be the time to dip out, and you can look on our Instagram for acquisitions. So the way I was coping with waiting for the birth of my child was I did a lot of shopping because I was up so late. I had prodromal labor. So I was up a lot at night by myself with contractions and that kind of thing. And I consoled myself by shopping like my sister tells me to do. So I got these two sock sets from Hana Made It, and they're so cool. I love them so much. They were also on sale. So I was like, I can totally get these. And they showed up after the baby was born. So it was like a little present for myself. This one is called Sparkling. And I already have a design plan for this one. And this one is called Cool Breeze. And I also have a design plan for this one. So I'm going to call this a business expense. Done.
I did not have a baby, but I just like to shop. So I was also not up late, but I would wake up to the notifications from my sister of this person or this dyer was having a sale, and then I would shop in the morning. So Ruby and Rose's yarn was also having a sale, and you got a mini skein for free with whatever you ordered. So I got this colorway, which I am super excited about because I think it's so fun. It's called Chicago. And then this is the mini skein that she sent with it, which I think goes super well. So I'm kind of calling it a sock set in my mind. So I'll just put that in my sock set section of my stash.
So I also shopped the Forbidden Fiber sale, which I did not shop in the middle of the night. I actually shopped during the day. My mother-in-law liked this color, and my mother, so she saw me looking at the sale. So I ended up getting this one for my mother-in-law. It's Forbidden Fiber Company's Police Box on Fortitude DK. So I think I'm making her a Musselboro hat with this. She really likes blue, and she's a lot more mellow. She's a mellow color palette as opposed to what I like. So she casually saw it on my computer and said she liked it. So I got this for my mother-in-law, also on sale.
Me?
Yep.
Okay, so I think we talked about this a little earlier when I was talking about it, Patton's Croix socks. So those ended up being a little more than 50 grams because I did the full sock in the colors. But usually if either one of us is making a sock, 50 grams is plenty, especially if we do a contrast heel toe or cuff. So I love the dyers that have the 50 gram options because that ends up being a perfect amount without having too much left over for if you make a sock instead of when you use like that 100 gram skein. So I found, this is new to me, this is Gem State Yarns and Notions, and I got two colorways from them. So I'm super excited about these. These are 50 gram skeins. This one is called Modern Beauty, and then this one is called Autumn Ombre, and it came with this super cute little pine cone baby right there. So I'm going to commit to having autumnal socks before autumn. Yeah, that's
Notice how she didn't say autumn 2022. She just said autumn.
Thank you for that, Gabrielle. It's your turn now.
This is my last acquisition, which is, if you've been watching for a while, you know this is actually a lot of acquisitions for me. I actually have another one coming too, but it was a pre-order. So this is a 50 gram sock set. So like Shaylee said, I have smaller feet than my sister, so 50 grams is more than enough for even full length socks, but I like short socks anyway. This is from Holly Jolly Fiber Company. She was also having a sale. It's called the Charity Sock Set. This one, I don't think you can see it because I'm super blown out, is stellina. So it's got silver stellina in it. I also have
the maroon one.
This one.
Oh, Whitey is the stellina one.
Okay. Yeah, the cream and the blue speckles. So I also have a design in mind for this one. So that was exciting. I have one more coming that we'll share on our next podcast from Hugh Loco. It's supposed to come on Monday. So I'm excited for that as well. That's all my acquisitions.
Okay, I only have a few more because I also shopped the Forbidden Fiber Company sale and I got 2 skeins of yarn. This one is, I forgot it, Merry Gentleman. So I'm also committing to having Christmas socks ready before Christmas unknown year. And I got this one, which will go with my autumnal theme because it is called Autumn Breeze. So seasonal, I got it. I got it. It's going to happen. I'm on it. And I will have time this summer. And I will talk about why in chatter. Okay, only 2 more things. And then I was also shopping Daisy Stitch Company's sale and another autumnal colorway. I'm prepping ahead of time. I feel like I got it. I really got it. This one is called Pumpkin Pie, which is my fave. I don't really like any other pie. I guess I like berry. I really like crumble though, but I really like pumpkin pie and pumpkin anything, to be honest with you. So I'm very excited about these. I think I might do like a pattern sock in this, and maybe it'll be a design, maybe it will, maybe one of my sisters designed. Who knows? But very pumped to have this one. And my last one is, I'll admit, a little bittersweet. This is my December Inner Circle colorway, and it's my last Inner Circle because she will no longer be doing Inner Circle because this is again from Hypnotic Yarn. She's gotten so popular with her yarnables that it makes more sense that she focuses on those. You can check out that information for that yarnable. It's gorgeous. She also is doing a lot of stuff just for Hypnotic Yarn as well, but I'm very excited to have gotten to at least participate in this Patreon for as long as I did. And this is the 2021 colorway, which is, the theme was the Alps. So very fitting for winter. And that is all of my acquisitions for now, but I believe I'll have quite a few, maybe when we podcast next. And I'll share a little bit about why in our chatter section, which is now. Gabs, I feel like we should start with you because we've kept them waiting long enough to hear your exciting news.
So this is now the really big warning about discussion of pregnancy. I had my second daughter, Eleanor, on January 1st. I was scheduled for a C-section with her on January 3rd. But on January 1st, I ended up in L&D and I was super grouchy about it. And that because we celebrate Japanese New Year. And I was on the phone with mom and I was like, they're just going to send me home again. But I have to check because my little L&D paperwork said that, you know, if you have one of these symptoms, you should come in and get checked. So I was super grouchy and I was like, I'll be home for Japanese New Year. It's fine. They're just going to keep me in L&D for a little bit and monitor me, and then they'll send me home and I'll do my C-section on Monday. That was not the case. The doctor checked me and I was dilated enough. They wanted to keep me and my water was on the verge of breaking. And so they took me in for my C-section in I think it was like an hour after I showed up. They were like, oh, so yeah, we're going to book you in for your C-section. I'm like, okay, so when? Like tonight? They're like, no, in 60 minutes. I'm like, oh, cool. So Eleanor was born at 10:58 a.m. on January 1st. So she was not one of the first New Year's babies at our hospital or anything like that. She was well into the day. She was 9 pounds, 8 ounces. So I had the C-section because she was too large for the doctor to feel like I could safely deliver her. I'm only 5'1". So that's what the choice was to make as for me to have a C-section. And it's my second C-section. So that's why I can't lift my foot. That's why I'm going to say I can't lift my foot above my head. It's because I had a C-section, not because I'm 30 and inflexible. We're going to go with that. We're doing well. Eleanor's at home with us. She's about 3 weeks old. Actually, I think she's 3 weeks old today. So we're adjusting that kind of thing. So if you see a lot of Facebook posts or Instagram posts from me at odd hours in the evening, that's because, you know, we're living that newborn life. That's basically the only update. I'm on maternity leave till the end of the school year, actually. So I'm on leave until August. So that's exciting. Our mom has been staying with us.
Just yours, not mine.
Chaylee got to meet her niece before she had to go back. So we're just kind of doing that. We're staying home mostly with with Omicron and with, it's January, cold and flu season. I've got a 3-week old. So we're kind of hunkered down in the house.
And she's sleeping. So your background is terrible because your usual spot is occupado because it's near where she's sleeping, right?
Yeah. And the desk that I normally have has all of my pumping supplies on it. So I don't have any space on it. And if you're wondering how I'm getting knitting done with the newborn, I am exclusively pumping. So when I pump, I knit. That's the only way I'm getting knitting done. So if other parents out there are like, how is she doing it? That's how. That's literally the only time I have to knit. So if I sit, I knit.
Perfect. I have less exciting stuff going on in my life, or I guess less momentous, still exciting. I think I'm in my final semester of graduate school and I actually just spent an hour this morning putting together my timeline for getting my thesis done. And I got so overwhelmed and stressed, I had to take myself to Dairy Queen to get a milkshake. So it was too much. So I'm a little bit frantic about all of that with working. And then I have a second job and just a bunch of other things that trying to balance, but it's totally fine. So this summer, when I've graduated, I will have time for knitting and I'm committing to the knitting then. So for now, it'll be a little bit light, but what I'm also really excited about is next month, I will be going to Portland for the Rose City Yarn Crawl. If anyone is going, please feel free to send us a message. I think my plan is to just exclusively do the crawl on the Friday of the crawl. It's at the end of February. So we may podcast right before it, but I'm hoping to do kind of a vlog of the yarn crawl so you can see what it's like. I'm super excited to be going to that. I know a few others are going as well. So we're all going to start, I believe, at the shop. The name is gone from my mind, but I know it's in Hillsboro. So
I don't know. It's in our DMs.
You probably know what I'm talking about. We're going to start at that one and then work our way in because I think that one's the farthest, maybe being like 30-ish minutes outside of the city. So I'm very excited to be taking part in that. I'm hoping I have enough room in my suitcase to bring yarn back. If not, I will just mail it to myself. That is what I'm planning to do. So I can't wait to take part in that and just get to see all of those local shops and support the local shops again and try a yarn call that isn't the LA yarn call because I unfortunately can't participate in the LA yarn call this year. I have a big event for work that weekend. So I'll have to go to a different state.
Well, the LA yarn crawl, I like supporting the local businesses, but man, the traffic is brutal.
Yeah.
Like it's grueling to like, because it's Los Angeles is big as it is, but it's LA, it's like LA County.
Right. So it's like out to Claremont, out to Pasadena, all the way into Santa Monica, but also slightly up into like the San Fernando Valley area. So if you're familiar with LA, you probably know what I'm talking about. But
all of those there was one in like Long Beach too. So it's like two hours span, which doesn't sound that bad, but in LA traffic, it's awful. So we
get car sick, so that's nice too. When our
Jay and I have done it a couple of times, but
but I'll go to a few, I think, as part of it because they're close to my campus. So that's pretty exciting. But I think that's pretty much all we've got for now. Stay tuned for future designs. Any questions that you have about the things that we got, if I forgot to put something down below, let us know. If you want to see a Ravelry page, happy to link those eventually at some point. I'll get really good, but it's probably not gonna happen this time.
We're still in the hectic mode. Eleanor is only 3 weeks old. Shaylee's writing her thesis. So we will plan to say we'll be back in February, but we're in a busy season. That's what people say on the mommy blogs. That this season of life we're going through a bunch of changes, but hopefully you'll at least get to see Chay's Portland yarn. I obviously am not going to the Portland yarn crawl because I'm kind of busy.
Yes, I will go and purchase on behalf of my sister, but then not give her the yarn. So, all right. But thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you whenever next time is. Bye.
Bye.